As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
Brav Bros. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brav Bros, your favorite podcast from the bros for everybody, for whoever wants to listen. I am your co-host. You're also joined, as always, by Part 2 Magoo. What's up, dude?
Now that's a great name.
It was easy.
Now that is a very good name. And if you're here early and you didn't listen to the first part,
What are you doing?
go back. You need context.
Yep.
You need to know what the hell is going on here. You can't just click random episodes, get into whatever the hell you want. That's not how it works here. This is part 2.
Yeah, and we're talking about Pavlova from Roni, so you're really thrown off now. No, God, we wouldn't do that to you.
God,
We're talking.
could you imagine that bait and switch? Hey, we're going to get into this really fun Salt Lake party where a lot of shit pops off. Just kidding. We're going to redo last week's Roni episode.
Which was painstakingly difficult to discuss because nothing happened. Somebody made a meme. It was really funny. It was like comparing Roni to RHOSLC right now. And under RHOSLC, it had like 5-6 different things that are going on right now. It was like Lisa and Angie, Mary and Heather, Jared Osmond. Fucking, like, I can keep going. Like, I'm forgetting them already, but there's so much going on. And the bottom one was Roni just said, I made a Pavlova.
Pretty much. That sums it up perfectly.
But as we said in episode 1, this is just a fantastic season. What a delightful follow-up to what we thought could not be followed up. They have actually, they're on par with last season, and I would argue it's better than last season because it's not all hinging on Monica Garcia. It's not all hinging on one character. What they've done so well, and when this show truly shines, is this is an ensemble cast. We have a lot of people that do a lot of different things, and when they're at their best, everyone's doing what they do well individually without one standalone star. You could argue the standalone star is Bronwin right now only because she's new and she's doing very well to keep up with the rest of the group, but they have done such a great job of bringing their own aspect to the show. Even Mary Cosby, you could argue, Los will love to hear this, MVP of the season.
Yep.
Best comeback I've ever seen in the history of a housewife show. From her to go from what she used to offer to this, which was next to nothing other than some body-shaming comments and the occasional funny comment, we're getting a full dive into Mary's life. She's being forthcoming, honest, open. It's fun to watch. She's actually nice to people. They are all bringing it how they're supposed to bring it and how they can bring it, and it's making for a fantastic season. And like I said, last year was so amazing, but it all hinged on Monica.
Yeah.
This season is so amazing, and they're all bringing it. Everyone's doing such a great job, so I am loving it.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. I do think that Monica Garcia, the way that season ended is sort of like the rose-colored glasses. It wasn't the best season, but it was way better than the third season.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
recall
that's true.
the stupid-ass black eye with Heather and Jen going on, and it was all about Jen and what she was going to do and if she's going to go to prison. It was awful, that third season. The fourth season was just a normal, good season of Housewives that had an incredible ending, so it seemed awesome. And now this is just going right back to it. This is just completely somehow overachieving. No matter what, there's new people. Everybody goes right back into it. We don't even hear a peep about Monica at all. They're acting like nothing even happened last year.
Perfect.
It's just like a fresh start, and they're doing a great job.
They are. And even Britney is great. And I don't know what exactly it is that she does, but she does it really well.
She is fulfilling the role of comedic relief very nicely.
Unintentionally, which is when comedic relief is the best.
Yes.
Because she is so on another planet that you get, even when it's right in her face, and the women are telling her, hey, this is what we see. And she's like, I agree with you. And then 2 seconds later, someone tells her something different. She's like, you guys fucked it all up. It's like, you were just on our team, lady. But let's get back to this party. We just heard this lovely speech, and again, congrats on the 25 years for Sean and Angie K. It's a big milestone, good for them. But we get Bronwyn and Angie chatting it up a little bit, and she just tells her flat out. She goes, hey, Lisa told me what you said to Heather, and I just want to get my story straight. This is where she starts to play. She plays it so well because she's doing enough to get more information, act like she doesn't have a dog in this fight. Hey, I just want to know what's going on. I heard some stuff going on over here that Lisa's saying some shit to Heather or Heather saying some shit to Lisa about you. And I'm just confused by that. I thought you guys were really good friends.
If you notice, she said the exact same thing that was said at ziplining. Haven't you guys known each other since high school? Aren't you guys really close? It's weird that she would do that. That's what Mary said to Heather. So she's piecing things together that she's heard while talking to Lisa, while talking to Mary, putting it together, and then wrapping it all up and giving it back to Angie K before anybody has the opportunity to do that, which is crazy given the timing of these shows, because how often do we see as soon as a housewife gets some information, they're like, ooh, I got to go over and do this right now. Or you're Meredith and you say, hey, you need to go talk to her. You need to go talk to Lisa, Whitney, because I'm going to tell her if you don't. Like, how often does that happen? And now Bronwyn has her timing down. She's able to get to Angie before anybody else, just lay it in there, and then just watch it explode, but hanging close to make sure that she's there for
and
it.
can contribute enough to be like, I got your back.
Yep.
I'm not going to go after him as like you are, but I've got your back a little bit. So we'll still be friends after this. But at the same time, I'm not attacking you across the table. So we can still have a future as well. It's great. Like, she's playing like a veteran, like a salty vet right now. Because the best players in Bravo, not just this show, or at Housewives, Bravo as a whole, the best players are ones that are able to take a piece of info and stick it in their pocket and not chomp at the bit to get it out there. They wait for the opportune moment and they go, here it is. And then they're able to slip it in without raising eyebrows. People are just like, oh, I didn't know that. And she's like, oh, I just thought you might want to know. Aren't you guys super close? This seems out of character for you, Angie. You don't talk about people like that. So what's going on here? I'm sure you were just
venting. And if she just shared what you were venting about to somebody else, that's fucked up. I don't like that.
You guys are close, right? You and Heather are tight. She shouldn't be doing that. That's really weird, don't you think? And you and Lisa are so close, too. Like, why would she want to do that? I feel like Heather, and that's what she does. She sets it up because she talks through it, and then she drops what she wants to, and she goes, I just feel like she starts a lot of fires.
Jill, she's doing a really good job of somehow towing the line of what we talk about all the time, where something like this wouldn't happen in the real world.
No.
Where you have to do things differently on reality TV, not on our world either, but you wouldn't go and immediately go tell somebody else who's not really as close to you as the first person who was just venting, but you do it for the show. And that's what Heather's doing. Heather always fumbles over that, where she forces these things because it's good for the show. And while it is, it's not good for Heather. Now, what Bronwyn's doing is she's recognizing that and saying, oh, you can't really do that, but you know what? That's for the show. But I can still catch her in this. And I can still play this as a concerned friend, but also it's really good for the show. So she has this somehow like all molded together in a great way.
Yeah, and I feel like a big part of her success and why it's working is there is a part of her that is attached to the real world still, where she's like, this is fucked up, guys.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's talking shit on people, and then you talk shit. I call you out, you get mad at me, but you just did the same thing. So there's a level of realness to it where she's like, no. I'm not going to put up with this bullshit.
Yeah.
If you guys are going to fuck around, I'm going to fuck around too. So the realness of it, but then like you said, being able to tap into this will be a good moment for the show and not overblow it. I know we're sitting here just praising Bronwyn the whole time.
We really are. This is the Bronwyn episode.
Welcome to the Bronwyn-sode. But we go over to Lisa and Britney, and they're trying to clear the air a little bit, and Lisa's confused, as I think anybody in her shoes would be, because when they were all kikiing in Milwaukee, talking shit about Jared, FaceTiming him, singing him best friend songs, and sending texts to him that were very short, they're all having it's like a girl power moment. It's like, fuck this dude. You don't deserve this shit. Look how he's manipulating you. Let's all get your back. We're going to say whatever the hell we want to this guy. It's a great moment. We lifted you up. And then we see it blow back in everybody's face because at the ziplining thing, she's like, you ruined my relationship with Jared. What if I still wanted to be friends with him? It's like, do you hear yourself? Like, do you hear the manipulation this guy's putting you through, that you're still trying to find a way to be friends with him, which again, that's all he wants from you is to be friends so he can occasionally fuck you.
Yep.
Sorry, that's vulgar, but like, that's all he's thinking about. And when we get to the Jared scene, my God, this guy sucks ass.
He is somehow, like, based off of what we've heard from him, what we've seen from him, what we've heard from Britney, leading up to even last week when we finally see him, he was manipulating a lot of things and he was very toxic, but he wasn't going the extra mile. What does Lisa say at the end of the episode? He wasn't going the distance.
He wasn't going the distance.
He wasn't going the distance. I'm going the distance.
Going the distance.
Yeah. Jesus, lost my train of thought there. But he's not doing all of that and then somehow during that scene that we saw last week with the charcuterie board, and he was manipulating the shit out of her to the point that she then turns on the people that wanted to have her back.
Mm-hmm.
And then this episode, he takes it to another level, which we'll get into, which is even fucking crazier.
It was batshit, and
Yeah.
again, I have to ask, Mr. Osmond, what have you done? Just in life, sir, and maybe you started a company. I don't fucking know, because I don't care enough to
Yeah.
Google you. I'm not going to do
Doesn't
my
matter.
research here, because it doesn't fucking matter. My point is, you're hinging a lot of this on the fact that your last name is Osmond,
Yeah.
which means to me, you were just simply born.
He's a defamatory lawyer, and he comes after us.
God, I hope not. We're not saying anything that bad.
Allegedly, you're a terrible
Allegedly,
fucking person.
You're a fucking loser.
Allegedly, you're a womanizer.
Yeah, allegedly, you're a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you cover your bases.
There we go. Now we got it.
Are not lawyers.
Yep.
I don't know if that protects us, but it feels right.
Should.
I think we're fine. We're totally fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're fine. Don't worry
I feel
about it.
good. But I like that Lisa doesn't back down. She just says, hey, this needed to happen. All right, we tried to have your back. I've read the text message. This guy's terrible. He's jerking you around. You don't see it, and we just try to step in and help because I thought we were all friends. And then Mary joins, and then we take a big left turn because Mary's like, well, whenever I want to bring up some topic with anybody, you take their side. I was like, okay, hold on, time out. What is this in regards to? And we go back to the ziplining thing when Heather, the body positivity, which is, again, the way Mary used it, it was confusing. What she was saying was that she lied about body positivity, but she was actually implying you yourself, Heather, said body positivity is a lie.
Yeah.
So that's a very important distinction when we're talking
Yeah, I
about
think
this.
that what Mary was, I think that Mary maybe just read the cliff notes of that one,
Mhm.
didn't really know what Heather was saying,
Yes.
and took it as, oh, you were out there campaigning for body positivity, and then you show up and you're skinnier this year.
That's what it came
That's
off
what
like.
Mary, I'm pretty sure that's what Mary thinks.
Probably.
I think that's exactly what Mary thinks.
Maybe because she's been
Meanwhile-
more likable, I'm giving her too much grace.
Meanwhile, Heather's just like, no, I was saying body positivity was a lie, which is actually normal for me to show up like this year. And yeah, now you're noticing me.
Right.
So yeah, Mary has no fucking clue what she's talking about.
No, which is right where we need her.
Yeah. She
That's-
was right the first time, and then she went into the body positivity thing, and that was not right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Lisa says that she's hurt by the whole thing. Didn't appreciate the backlash she got from Mary. The good thing about Mary is this will blow over relatively soon. I don't think you have to stress about it too much, but Heather joins the conversation. And Mary does a very good job at just going into it. And to her credit, she may lie, but she doesn't ever think that she's lying.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can catch her in a lie because
Is that credit?
it is her truth.
Is that to her credit?
Yeah, because it makes this character that has become fun to watch, that is Mary Cosby.
Okay.
Whatever she believes,
Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I don't think that she lies in her head.
To her character.
To her character,
Uh-huh.
she will just plant her feet and say, this is how I see it, so this must be true, and I'm just going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And she walks up, Heather, and she goes, you're a liar. You always lie. You lie all the time. And Heather's taken aback. She's like, what the fuck? What's going on right here? And goes right back at Mary and says, you're a liar. So this tells me that Heather's unprepared. She's not ready for
Uh-huh.
this kind of backlash, which again, you would think at this point when Heather gets messy or tries to get messy, she would start to clean up her side of the street so she can be ready for something like this.
Right.
You know you're starting shit, right? You know you're starting shit with the Alibaba stuff. You know that you're starting shit with Lisa. You know you're starting shit with Angie. So if you're going to do this, you can't be taken aback. Maybe she's taken aback because it's Mary of all
I
people.
think she has too much on her plate right now with all the things that you just labeled.
She did this last time though with Beauty Lab.
I know,
When she started to get into
she's-
shit because I got too much going on. It's like, you do
too
this.
much shit going on, but like it's all her own doing. She's
Right.
getting involved in way too many things. You need to do what Bronwin is doing and get involved in like one thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to a grudge for a couple of weeks and then get back at that person, but plan it out. Completely plan it out. Don't get mixed up in a fight that has nothing to do with you because you just want to get involved for the show. That's not a good way to do it. To Heather's defense, and you just said this, last season's Mary, prior season's Mary, you don't have to worry about something that she said a couple of days ago. She doesn't remember what she said a couple of days ago. She's going to move on to something else very quickly. So I don't expect Mary to come back over to me and rehash the argument that we just had and call me a liar right to my face.
The best is Mary asks her, like, when have I been bad to you?
That's an
Don't play that
opportunity.
game, because Heather could have been
She
like,
could have.
when you called me inbred for starters, like where do we begin? When you
Not
called me
prepared.
out because I wrote about your chairs in the book, like there's a lot of stuff that you can use as ammo there that she does not,
Yep.
which again, to me, points to unpreparedness.
Yeah, and I know some people were talking, because I saw it on social media. Some people were saying that Heather just didn't feel like going down that road with Mary because nothing comes from it. And, like,
Potentially.
I kind of get that, but I took it the same way as you did. That's just unprepared.
Yeah.
You just did not expect her to come after you, and you had nothing ready to go. Maybe you were ready for something else. Maybe you thought that for whatever reason everything was going to blow over. But you're in the thick of a lot of things right now. You have to be anticipating something. And all of the things that Heather was involved in this episode, it seemed like she didn't expect any of them.
Maybe she thinks that she's in the right every time she decides to get
Yeah,
involved.
maybe that's it.
And she's never one to hear reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's kind of one of her shortcomings, is the fact that she thinks she does.
She thinks she is the reason.
Yes.
The logic. Yeah.
She thinks she has the logic. So when she sees a situation such as the Angie K Lisa thing, she's not seeing the other side of it. It's where, yeah, I see you're trying to defend Lisa, your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You also claim to have a very close relationship with Angie K, and you're not addressing the fact that you threw her under the bus in a moment where
Right.
she was venting to a friend. Should she have said that about the video game thing?
No.
Was it the end of the world? No. Does Angie think that Lisa's a bad mom? Definitely not.
No.
She said something dumb and thought she was saying it to a friend. You took it and ran with it. So now Mary's
the
calling
way,
you out.
There goes your access.
Mhm.
Because now Angie and other people are going to start thinking twice before saying anything to you, before venting to you. So you're no longer a safe place.
Right. And I think that's what we've seen with her every year. Look at her with Whitney, and when shit pops off there, she feels like a safe space.
Mhm.
She does, and she comes off like that. She carries herself like that. I think she believes herself to be that. But at the end of the day, she will be quick to spill your beans.
Yep.
She will tell people what's going on with you. I don't know if it's advantageous to her friendships. I don't know if she's like, oh, this is going to come out. Oh, I think that's what
You
it
just
is.
figure it out.
I think she knows that certain things are going to come out on TV because the camera was in the room with the video game comment. She
Right.
knows that Lisa's going to see that. She knows that Lisa will get pissed that I didn't defend her. So she does that move first where it's like, hey, before you see this.
Yeah, I didn't defend you in the scene,
Right.
but
I told you about it.
I mean, you can just claim bad edit. That's what our podcaster friend did.
No. We're almost there. Oh, boy. But we got a comment from somebody that was like, oh, no, mom and dad are fighting. Like, I listened to both podcasts. Let me get this out here right now. We're not going after this podcast.
No.
This is not starting a beef. This is just commenting on a situation that should not have happened. And because it's in our space, we don't like when we cross over into the TV world. Okay, a clip, if you play a clip from a podcast episode, fine. That's different. Okay, we see that all the time. If you're running a clip from us or anybody else and it premieres on an episode, whatever. That's a different story. When you are actively getting involved in the bullshit, that's when we have a problem, because I think it makes us look like little snitches.
Yep.
And I don't ever want to be labeled as, because we've had enough issues with content creators and these shows over the past year, right? The Jersey shit got way out of hand. We had people from those podcasts, and it's not podcasts, from those accounts contact us. We did not respond, nor will we. We like to be on this side of the street, watch it on our little TV, and talk about it. Have some people on, shoot the shit with them. You will not hear from us trying to unearth some massive bomb, because that's not our play. We don't like that. We like where we are.
Sounds kind of fun.
Be my guest. Go for it. I'll be sitting here not doing it. But my point is, when these lines get blurred, I think that it makes for cheap TV. I think it's an easy thing to do, and I think it sets a dangerous precedent where it's like, oh, let's contact so-and-so and have them dig. And that's the other part of it. It's like you contacted this person to go to another person. So now it's a content creator going to another content creator under the guise of, hey, I'm just trying to figure this out, going back to somebody on TV.
Which, by the way, any good content creator, if that's your niche, if that's what you want to do and you want to be like behind the scenes, just kind of putting things out there and letting people figure it out for themselves, you don't dump your source.
Right.
You don't say who told you, because you'll never get that information again.
Nope.
So that's why all of this stinks. The whole thing stinks. I don't like it. I do like the idea of me going down that road and you kind of figuring it out and being like, wow, Shooter's got a fucking agenda today, huh?
You're just trying to like set things in motion.
What the hell is he talking about?
This is weird. Like, what do you know? Who you been talking to? What the fuck?
So he caught up on his DMs.
Yeah, he got up on his correspondence in his DMs, him and Meredith. But what I like about Mary, not the movie, there's something about Mary.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about there's two different things. It just sounded similar. Maybe whatever.
I assume everybody probably got that, but yep.
I hope so. I just had to mansplain it because I'm an idiot. Anyway, moving on. What I like about Mary, what I like about you, now I'm stuck.
Oh my God.
Is that when people get into shit with her because they know who she is, they are like very quick to move on. And at the end of this conversation, it's like, are we good though? Group hug? And everyone's like, yeah, fuck it. Like, there's no point to drag it out with Mary.
High fives? No?
Yeah. Fist bumps.
Fist bumps, yeah.
You know, bump me? Bump me, bro. But I do like that because you know that at a certain point with Mary Cosby, you're not going to get any further.
Yep.
She will shut down the conversation because, once again, what she believes is her truth, and she will not budge from that. So it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you don't want to bend the knee. But at the same time, it's just like, this isn't worth it. Let's hug it out.
Yeah.
We're good. You're not going to talk shit because with Mary, she genuinely is good once you squash it.
I do think that's true, and I thought that they squashed it last week.
So did I.
So that's the funny part is, yeah, you think you squashed it last week, so typically Mary is going to move on.
Well,
she didn't move on,
because
but
Bronwyn was
I was
over
just going
there
to say, do you want to hype up? Do you want to hype up Bronwyn real quick?
She's over there stirring the pot.
Because this is a mastermind at this point. She got Mary Cosby to revisit a conversation that she already had and not squash it, but rather rehash it in a very dramatic way.
Reignited the flame.
Yeah.
I would quote
Hold on, another step. And it put
She's
Heather
so excited.
And it put Heather on her heels because she wasn't expecting that. So right after that, she walks over and she's got a whole nother mess to clean up.
Bronwyn.
Yep.
You got Bronwyn.
Wow.
You got BW'd.
Wow, Bronwyn's crazy. How about
Bronwyn's
that?
awesome.
This is not paid for by Bronwyn.
No, it's not. I was going to quote Get Him to the Greek, but that movie,
That movie's
you can't
problematic.
You can't do that anymore. That movie is for the birds. But the aftermath of the conversation was peak Mary Cosby because she needs to take a load off. That was intense. By the way, that was like a 4 out of 10 as far as arguments go. And she plops down on the couch. She's like, whew, huge argument. And who is she talking to? Children.
Yeah.
This was my favorite scene.
She's like, just trying to get away from all the stupid adults.
Sitting there, like, eating snacks. And she was like, huge argument. We're good now. Don't worry about it, guys. Oh, my heels hurt. Like, that was intense. But we're good. You guys good?
Who are you good with? Heather?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Fist bump? All right, I'm out of here. Let me get back. Let me get back in there.
Good talk, guys.
It was just a great scene.
It was
But
incredible.
something that Angie's been doing extremely well this season and why she's taken so many steps forward from the Angie of last year, because Angie last year would do this every time. She would, instead of going up to somebody and being like, hey, and she started to do it towards the end of the season. Last year, she hit her stride a little bit, and we gave her props for that. But early on, if you remember, her big move, if shit was popping off with people that she didn't like, she would kind of creep up out of nowhere. Like 3 people would be talking and then Angie's face would pop up. The scene that rings the most true is when they're in Palm Springs for the Trixie Motel thing.
And so they're at the bar.
They're at the bar and
Pokes
she
her
just
head
kinda,
over.
boop, pops in and pops out, and she does it again later. Now she's got a lot more oomph. Now she's not afraid to go after these ladies. So she walks right up to Heather and says, hey, we need to talk about the Bronwin thing. And Heather immediately deflects from it, and she doesn't really let Angie talk, because I'm sure what Angie would have said would have been along the lines of, we are close. Like, we're tight. Like, what the fuck's going on? Why did you air this out? Because anytime we've seen Angie approach a situation or anything that's problematic with one of her friends, she always leads with, we've been friends for X amount of years. I really care about this person, but shit's weird right now. She approaches it from a friend standpoint, trying to get to the bottom of it. So I do believe that had she given her the chance to just say something, Angie would have been like, I'm upset because of this. But as she starts to get into it, Heather immediately deflects, and she's like, something shifted in you, Angie. Something's different because the way that you treat Lisa now, I don't really care for it. And that's not you. And all of us at home, or at least you and I, are like, yeah, because Lisa has been bossing her around and it's been a one-sided friendship for as long as we've seen.
Yep.
This has been 15 years of this shit. So I'd imagine at this point, she's kind of at her breaking point, and instead of just like washing her hands of it, she's just standing up for herself and saying, I'm not going with the flow anymore. If you want to have a friendship with me, it's both ways. What she's doing, Heather, is creating boundaries.
Yeah.
Which maybe you need to do with some people as well. But Heather immediately goes deeper and is like, you've changed.
Yeah, this is a terrible move by Heather.
Awful. This
And
is
this
one
is
of her worst.
Really when it gets bad for her, because she just, like you said, she shouldn't do any of that. You made this so much worse for yourself by making it about something else.
Yes.
You could have just listened to what Angie had to say and said pretty much what we just said about 10 minutes ago. Well, look, there was a camera in there. Break the fucking fourth wall. Who cares? I'm surprised people don't do it more often.
They really
There was a
don't.
camera in there. It's going to come out no matter what. At least I think it will because the camera's there. I don't want Lisa to have to see that and say that I'm not defending her. I didn't really know what to say to you at the time because you were venting. So I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. And I just moved on and said it to Lisa, and maybe I shouldn't have. You could have gotten out of this pretty quickly.
By being a friend and saying, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that's all you really have to say. Don't make it about something else because now somebody that you could have immediately repaired a friendship with is going to look at you a lot differently. Something's going to shift in Angie, and she's not going to like Heather anymore. That's what's going to happen. You can't be trusted. You might still be able to be trusted if you just came clean right then and there. You didn't. You made it about something else and tried to deflect. It ends up way worse for you because now other people are starting to see what you're doing, which, you know, we talk about that all the time. This is the 5th season now. We know what you do. You get too messy. You don't know how to defend yourself, and you always look unprepared. It's just funny to watch this because we know exactly what's going to happen now.
And sure enough, Angie's like, all right, let's get Bronwin in here. And Bronwin is just waiting.
Giddy.
She cannot wait to jump into this.
Oh, yeah.
She's watching her plan come together slowly, and she's like, ha, now it's my turn. And so she calls Bronwin over, and this could not have gone worse for Heather because of her first comment.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you've been in Angie's ear. Time out. This is a huge misstep by Heather because what Bronwin did by telling Angie where the rumor came from, letting her know that you, Heather, are the one that told Lisa Barlow this. What Bronwin did, Heather, was exactly what you did to Angie.
Yep.
She just did it for her friend Angie to point out, hey, Heather's being a snake and I'm fucking tired of it because I get called out for my shit. Everyone else gets called out for their shit. I'm calling her out for her shit. So all she did was your move.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to say you're in Angie's ear and act like she's the bad guy? And I love the fact that she says to her, I thought she's a dear friend. Like, you guys are really tight. Like, what do you mean? Why are you saying this stuff? Why does Lisa know about this comment? And Heather just panics. Like, she does not have a good defense to this whole thing.
There is no real good defense to that either.
She says Bronwin's out of line.
Yep.
Like, how?
You put yourself in a terrible, terrible situation when, again, there were 15 other things that you could have said. You can get Bronwin included, but then ask her where she heard that.
Correct.
Find out where she's getting her information from. That's one of my biggest gripes across all of Housewives. Nobody ever asked for evidence. Where'd you hear that from? Who told you that? Okay, let's go ask them.
What is evidence?
This goes more just after watching OC, but when this happens, when you are put in a predicament, and it's usually hearsay, it's usually something that someone else said, who told you this, get to the bottom of it, and it honestly ends up being too convoluted, and nobody ends up getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Heather gets herself in trouble.
Because she tries to point the
It's
finger
so many
at
missteps. I know.
You're in her ear. It's like you're in everyone else's ear.
Oh, God.
She
could write another book. Her second book could be about all of her missteps.
I'm in your
How
ear.
to make the worst move possible.
Oops by Heather Gay.
Oops by Heather Gay. Yeah, there you go. Oops, I did it again.
Oops. Oh, look what I stepped in.
My own shit.
But the only person that could save Heather from this is Jared Osmond. And sure enough, who walks through that goddamn door but Jared Osmond?
How the fuck did he get through security?
Where? God
Where's William?
damn it. William, you got to do your job, man. We're trying to hype you up, and you let Jared Osmond, by the way.
Check IDs.
Yeah, if you see Osmond, don't get excited.
That would actually probably, do you think that would be disrespectful to Jared, or would he be giddy about that if you asked for his ID?
Oh, he'd be so you don't know who I am?
Yeah,
I'm
see, but,
Jared
like,
Osmond.
Also, he can see you read the word Osmond and get excited, maybe.
Well, then you have to be very, very mellow about it.
Yeah.
You got to be stoic as shit and be like, Jared. Oh, you got to
Osmond.
mispronounce it.
Yeah.
Jared Osmond?
That would fuck with him.
It's Osmond. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Here's your ID. Have a good night, Jerry. Boom.
Yeah.
Now his night's ruined.
That's a good way to do it.
Because
yeah.
he walks, even the way he walks into the house, I'm like, this fucking guy thinks he's hot shit.
Thinks he owns the house.
What a bizarre move, by the way. Before we even get into all of the shenanigans, you just strolled into a party invited by a third party, Justin, we find out later. You just walk in like this is not bizarre because you have this weird, I don't know if you feel like you own her or whatever this weird thing you think you have over Britney is.
He knew that she had a date too.
Which
Justin told him she's there with a date, which is
No,
why
the
he
text
showed
didn't-
up.
It said Britney's here.
I think it said with a date.
I think that Britney probably texted him before and said, "Hey, I have a date."
Oh, maybe.
let him
Either
know,
way, he knew.
because
There's no
she's-
denying that he knew that she was on a date.
But why would you think, Jared, walking in here, if you actually care about this person, which you don't, and we know you
No,
don't.
you
We know what this is. You're just trying to get some ass every once in a while. But why would you think that'd be beneficial to her? Like, you're clearly not
He's
thinking
not
about
thinking
her.
about that.
No, I
So,
understand
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it's just such a creep move
Yeah.
to walk into this party knowing that you quote unquote break up with her frequently. She actually has a date. Aaron seems nice. Aaron seems like at least a fun time for the party. You know,
Possibly.
who
We
cares?
get a lot from him, but yeah.
No, but like whatever. We get way less. You know what? That's a good thing because I don't need the level that Jared Osmond is bringing.
That's true.
Because he walks in and even what he's talking about, he's like, "I'm just trying to be nice." I'm like, "Oh, fuck off, dude! Like this is crazy."
There is something really good did come from this. At least Mary now got to put a picture to it. She now knows who
yeah.
Jared is versus Aaron.
And it makes sense to her now.
And it makes sense to her now, yes.
But yeah, his whole thing is like, am I caught? This tells you exactly what he thinks of himself. Okay? Because he goes, "Am I causing a stir? I didn't mean to." You're not. You are absolutely not. Britney is upset. You're not, like, people aren't like, "Oh my God, Jared Osmond's walked in. Holy shit. Wasn't he dating Britney?" They're going, "Wow, what a dick. Britney's here with another date and this fucking guy just walked in." I will ask this every week that this man is involved with this show. What the fuck are you doing? Why do you think that this would be a good look for you? Are you that desperate?
He's a psycho.
He's that desperate to be a celebrity. Like, why on earth would you open yourself up to
That's
this
a good
onslaught?
question. Do you think that this would be happening still if Britney wasn't on the show?
No, he wouldn't be around.
You don't think so?
Jared?
I think he manipulates the shit out of her regardless. I don't think it has anything to do with the show.
Oh, you mean
I think
how
it's
he's
a nice
treating-
plus.
Oh,
I mean, like,
thought, would Jared be on the
if-
show?
No.
Would he be
God,
involved with Britney?
Fuck no. Would he still be doing this exact same scenario at a different party that is not being filmed by Bravo?
No, God, no.
I think he would still show up.
I don't know if he would be going to the lengths that he's going now because now
It might be, yeah. It might
now
be a
he's
little,
getting into Johnny J territory where it's like, fuck, I got to start saving face because I'm going to start coming off weird. I got to show people what a good guy I am. This is the perfect opportunity at this party to go and console her and say to her in front of the nation, everybody that's watching, I know you have a date. I'm so happy for you. I'm just here because I missed you. Weird fucking thing to say to somebody that just said, "I love you." And now you're saying, "I just missed you." Stop fucking her around. Get the fuck out of here. Where's security? Kick this man out.
at the very least, Lisa. Look, if
Let
Britney,
Lisa go. Fuck
I know,
yeah.
dude. Like, if Britney didn't tell Lisa last week to stay out of it, Lisa would have gone off.
Let
It
her.
would have been incredible. It would have been great TV to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to watch that. But because she did that to Lisa last week, I don't blame Lisa for taking a step back from the whole thing. But I would have loved to just unleash Lisa on him.
She tried. She goes, "Tell him to leave."
Yeah.
Go up and tell him to leave, which is definitely what you. This is one of the most narcissistic moves I've seen. To think that you're welcome here just because fucking smiley ass Justin's like, "I thought it'd be fun. I like Jared. We're good friends." Fuck Justin and fuck Jared. And like again, when husbands start getting involved and you're inviting people to parties now, like, did it make for a good scene? Yeah. Okay?
Absolutely did.
Yeah, okay, so nice job there, Justin, I guess. But then you have a confessional, you're just giggling like a moron. I'm like, Jesus, this is a tough look. You and Jared are perfect for each other, Justin.
Did it on purpose.
Yeah, and you're like, I didn't even know.
Plausible deniability, Justin. Just say I didn't know what the fuck
Until
was going
you
on because I
giggle
wasn't
like a
paying attention.
Smurf, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you fucking clearly knew what you were doing.
That elf on a shelf.
Because It's because Whitney told him to.
Yep.
There's no way Whitney doesn't have a hand in this. She's like, I had no idea. I'm like, yeah, you fucking did. You definitely did. Because this is this whole.
But I'm okay if Whitney knew that and saw that and did it. Look, I mean, unfortunately for Britney, this could have played out, but it did work out for really good TV. If Britney saw that and told Justin to go do it, and then she said that she didn't, that's a good move by Whitney, at least, which is her only good move of the season, really, so far, because it makes for good TV.
It does, but
in the real world, this is fucked.
It's terrible. They're sitting outside talking, and that's where he's like, I just missed you. After she says again, I love you. And it may not seem like he's making a move here, but this is a move for him to say, do you want me to leave? Because now he puts the onus on her, and now she says, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Now the ball's back in his court where he's like, if she wants to talk to me again, he's like, whoa, you told me to leave. I'm trying to give you space. What do you want? I never know what you want, Britney. You always play back and forth with me. I left because you told me to. I would have stayed. I wanted to be around you. He's setting up these domino pieces for the perfect victim, which is Britney, because she's too aloof to understand what he's doing.
Meanwhile, Aaron's inside finding out, or everybody else is finding out, that they've been dating for a month.
Yeah. Wait, what?
How about that?
I missed that.
You
Aaron?
missed that? Yeah.
Oh, God. Poor Aaron. I was too focused on
Aaron
Jared.
and Britney have been dating for a month.
You know how frazzled I get with things like this. So I was too frazzled taking notes. They've been... Oh.
Well, if you think about it, though, they've broken up 16 times in 6 months. It's like 4-ish weeks a month.
Okay.
So it's almost every single week they're breaking up.
Okay.
75% of the weeks they're breaking up.
All right. I'm there.
So it is feasible that she could have still been dating Aaron. And then,
But
you know,
she's
just
not-
stopped talking to him for a couple of days, went back to Jared, then went back to
I
Aaron.
don't think Aaron realized he was being ghosted when she just didn't talk to him for like a week.
Yeah, I don't think
you know, it's
so.
still early on.
Yeah.
But actually, she's like, I'm not talking to Aaron because Jared's back.
Yeah, that's what's going
It's
on.
just a fucked up
And
situation.
Aaron's texting Heather, and the whole thing's
Aaron's making out with Heather in the bathroom now. It's all, oh my God, please let that happen. Moving on from Britney and Jared. This is why I thought Aaron was like a nice enough guy, because he just says, you know, you seem like you're a little emotional. Like, and she, are you okay? And she's like, I'm a little shocked, you know, a little emotional. But in Aaron, if that was me, I'd be like, fucking go talk to your guy. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you can go back out on the porch with Jared. I don't know what the hell this is, but
You're
I'm
gonna make out with Heather.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. Where's Heather at? Call me later. Like
She's
this
here by herself.
I don't want to be in this weird Osmond love triangle or friend triangle. It's bizarre, but Whitney decides to take her issues up with Lisa, which everybody knows exactly how this is going to go, because Whitney's not capable of approaching a conversation constructively, because her feelings are her feelings and her feelings matter. Yours do not. So she's going to present the evidence. Before you are able to have a conversation, she is going to damn you and say, nope, you did it. I know you did it because I talked to a podcaster who talked to an account who gave him a riddle that he had to solve. And that
cross
tells
the
me
bridge.
it's you. And by the way, never said Lisa's name.
Nope.
All they said was a liquor company. As we've been told through the grapevine, allegedly another one of these wives is involved with a liquor company, so we don't really know who. Once again, Whitney, Meredith tried to warn you, if you're gonna do this, make sure you have real evidence and vet your sources. What she's saying is you have heard through a guy who heard through an account who gave him a riddle to solve as to who's doing this and who's behind it. We don't know that to be true. You're also trusting an account that you don't know from a podcaster that you claim to be friends with that we don't really know what your relationship is. So you're putting yourself exactly where Meredith, who actually you could argue for once was trying to be your
Gave
friend.
you really good advice.
Very good advice. And you're not capable of seeing it because you're so dead set on it was Lisa. I know it was Lisa, so now I'm going to crucify her. And when Lisa starts going off on her, like it's not fucking me,
Yep.
here's the difference between Whitney and probably most people that watch the show. When I see Lisa like this, I'm like, she's telling the truth. I don't think she had anything to do
Yeah, I
with
agree
this.
with that.
Like, this seems like a visceral reaction. She seems like she's fed up with you putting her under the microscope and other people claiming she's done things when she hasn't. We've seen this reaction before behind a closed door when she motherfucked Meredith for a long time because she reached a breaking point. When she goes off the rails like this, it tends to be true what she's saying, in my experience watching the show.
No, I fully agree with that. And again, this is one of those tactic things that Whitney just doesn't have in her arsenal.
She doesn't have
She
tactics.
just has no
She
tactics.
doesn't have an arsenal. What do you...
I know. Well, yeah, I was being nice. But she goes about it the worst possible way. You cannot accuse somebody of doing that. You need to have a soft opening. You need to invite them in. Yeah, you need to invite them in. Let them. It's like a Venus flytrap. You got to just open up and let them walk in themselves, and then give them the evidence, and then say, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
You need to do all of those things. Lisa shouldn't be asking you the questions that you should be asking Lisa.
No.
You should be sitting there saying, have you heard anything about this? Because I'm trying to figure all of this out. And they're saying that somebody else in this group is the one who spread the information.
Yeah.
You don't say Lisa spread it. You let her get to that conclusion.
Yes.
Whitney is not good at any of this, which is why she will never, ever be able to be a good standout housewife. She just doesn't fucking have it.
She's great for the ensemble.
She's just
because she is what she is.
she's a fucking airhead that thinks that she's smart.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's good for... Unfortunately, Britney's over here with the best comedic relief of all time, and she doesn't know she's doing it. It's accidental.
That's why it's better.
Exactly. Now Whitney's thrust into this role of actually having to have a storyline, and it's fucking insane because she can't carry it.
This is nothing new, though.
I know.
This is her
It's
playbook.
just so frustrating because it's like, you've been on this show for so long. Figure it the fuck out. Somebody better help you.
I know. I'm okay with it.
You're friends with the wrong podcasters. You should be friends with us and we'll coach you. What's the information you have? All right, this is how you're going to go about it. Go fucking deal with it.
Just drop some hints here, drop a hint there.
Yeah.
And then lay the hammer. Once she takes the bait, you got to take the bait.
Listen to Meredith.
Just
of
listen
all
to
people.
Meredith.
Meredith just said last week that you didn't come to her for advice. She gave you unsolicited advice.
Good unsolicited advice.
Really, really good advice to not go into this blind. Don't be an idiot. Have your sources. Have all your ducks in a row before you do all this. No, I'm just going to ignore that. Meredith's really good at this.
Yeah.
Meredith even said on camera last year that she is reading through her DMs to get all the rumors out, and nobody's fucking talking about it.
How is she staying by because everything else is happening?
Crazy. Like, she is so good at this. She knows what she's doing, and nobody ever questions it. Listen to Meredith.
She knows what she's doing.
Listen to somebody,
Knows what
just
she's
not your stupid giggly husband.
Fucking just.
Does that guy have a job yet, or is he still fucking unemployed sitting at home?
Because then he left the kids immediately to like go to work, and he got home and stopped helping Whitney.
We don't know if he kept that job.
Hey-oh.
Hey.
He's over there giggling like an idiot because he invited Jared Osmond to the party.
God, what a goof.
What a goofy Justin. You know goofy Jay.
You know Justin.
You know goofy Jay. They call themselves the Jays. Jared and Justin. Jurustin.
Yeah.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah. Something didn't sit right with that
Maybe
one.
because it rhymes with thrustin.
That's what they call him. They call him Thrustin' Justin.
Thrustin' Justin from Salt Lake. I know Thrustin' Justin. I went to college. He was my frat. I was not in a frat. Let me make that very clear. Okay, I am not Greek life guy. All right, but this is why we don't fuck with the actual shows, because this can happen where Lisa pulls out her phone, and I don't know how much she can actually do here as far as suing goes.
She's got a lot of money up in cybersecurity.
That's my
point. That.
That's my point with this shit. It's like, if you decide to cross the line and go into the actual world that is the Housewives realm, and they decide that they want to take action against you, they have way more money than we do as content creators. Okay? I know that as a very, very big fact, because I've seen her house. I've seen the private jets that she flies on. I've seen her luggage, all of her dresses. This is what's going to happen. She calls up her cybersecurity team, and they're going the distance. And she must have seen that on a movie. Like I don't know what movie
like
that is.
SVU or
maybe.
She strikes me as somebody who watches SVU.
Yeah, or just Law and Order. Some Dick Wolf production.
Yeah, there we go.
Where she's like, we're going to, you know what, Hanson? We're going the distance.
Yeah.
Tell them we're going the distance on it. And she's like, go the distance. And she clearly thinks this line like really hits because she says it like 5 times.
Oh, yeah.
But again, that's why you don't fuck with the actual storylines, because you might get sued by people with way more money. Even if it doesn't go to court, you're going to be in hot water. So it's like, just, I don't know. Other than the fact,
is it worth the 2 episodes maybe that you're going to put out about Salt Lake where you're
legal
there?
fees that you're going to have to pay, and like then you paint us all like little snitches that we just do the dirty work. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. It stinks.
Stinks to high hell.
It stinks to high hell. Let me tell you. But what I didn't see coming, and this is why this episode was so damn good, was because of how much happened. I thought it was over. I thought she's going to storm off talking to her cybersecurity team. Hey, we're going to take this guy down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want the LA police on it. I want the Salt Lake police. I want the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security. You get everybody and you go the distance with it. She goes to Justin and goes, I don't know how you put up with this. Your wife's a liar. She's a fucking liar. To Justin's credit, he's matching your energy.
Yeah.
If you're going to come over there and cuss about his wife and say she's a fucking liar, he's not raising his voice. He's saying, my wife's not a fucking liar. Don't talk about my wife like that. Very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if JB husband boss decides to put his hand on my chest in that moment and say, don't talk to my wife like that.
Then we're in a cycle.
You know what I'm not going to say?
Get your fucking hand off me?
I would say, get your fucking hand off me. I would not say, get that fucker off me. I'm going to pound his ass. Because we need to work
Why
on trash
wouldn't
talk.
you say that? They're in Salt Lake.
That's it. Immediately, I'm like,
know.
that's Salt Lake shit talk.
They don't know how to
I'm
do
going to
it.
pound your ass. It's like, well, try something different.
Get that fucker off me. I'm going to pound your
I'm going
ass.
to pound your ass, fella. I don't think...
Thrust and justice. Strikes again.
I didn't expect that to come full circle.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was a great payoff.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but now we get to look forward to potential. I'm not gonna assume fisticuffs out of those two, but
No.
a little. We've seen
We've seen
Seth,
Seth,
JB
Seth
husband
and
boss and
JB.
Seth try to have a verbal altercation. It was the most awkward thing I think I've ever
Don't
seen.
you talk about my wife like that.
Don't you talk about my wife.
about my wife like that.
All right, we good? All right, cool. Let's go hug.
Miss
Coach,
you, man.
Let's go hug Coach Shaw and tell him that we're okay now. Dad, we gotta figure it out.
Boys, we're going to run Oklahoma till we die.
Wait. I would love if Coach Shaw was still involved and that's how the dudes settle debates. Oklahoma drills in the backyard.
You know, I got some Ute helmets back there.
Got some Ute helmets and some pig skins I stole from the facility. We've been selling them to old people online.
Oh,
Strap up, boys. But yeah, stellar episode top to bottom. So much
Perfect.
going on. That's why we thought it would be a good two-parter. But let's get to some questions.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the questions.
Yeah, there's too much happening. Thrust and Justin got me all hot and bothered.
First up here from Lil Griss. Why would an invited guest go and invite another guest to someone else's party? Staged is what Lil is claiming here. Staged by who?
It was staged by Whitney.
By Whitney, yes.
Yeah.
Not Bravo. I don't think
No.
Bravo
I don't
did
think
that.
Bravo had their hand in this. They might have okayed it like that. They were probably privy to it because Jared was mic'd up when he walked in. But no, I think that Whitney put this into play. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, not her worst move.
Yeah, no. From Destiny Mitchell. Is Heather playing the Giselle role this season? Give nothing but starting mess. Not intentionally.
Not
Giselle did
intentionally.
it intentionally because she thought that she had to do it all the time, and it
Yeah.
was pretty tiring.
But hey, don't you
Heather-
disparage Giselle of this season.
Giselle this season's great.
Yeah. But no, I think she's just, again, she thinks she has a plan, but it's half cooked.
From M Perham 0330. Mary knew that wasn't Jared, right? She's just playing us.
No.
I don't think so.
No. Nope. What you see from Mary is what you get. That I've given her a lot of credit this. I'll give her credit there too. Like she is authentically herself, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes worse, but hey.
From Sarah Pilardi. So now Justin is trying to be a housewife? How annoying.
I called him.
We'll keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, it gets worse.
If
then
this
yes.
is it, fine.
If this is it, I'm okay with
Yeah,
this.
this wasn't terrible. This is not like a Jersey Housewives husbands getting involved. This is a text and a stupid giggle on the confessional.
Britney0117 says John versus Justin is the brawl we all didn't know we needed. We'll see.
Who wins?
Justin probably. I don't know.
It's tough.
JB husband boss.
JB's strong. He's got some muscle. Justin's big. He looks like he could throw a little bit. And here's
That's
the thing.
a tough one.
And Dev pointed this out with JB husband boss. You got to look out for the quiet ones. You know, those are the unassuming ones are the ones that tend to be able to throw hands a little bit better. So I don't know. You know what?
point.
We need to see it. So let's start hashtagging that and get this fight in the books.
Yeah. This one's actually just kind of funny. From Max June 3. What's Maylee's storyline?
I forgot
She was there. She was
so
at the
or She
party.
popped up. I was like, oh yeah, she's
She had
here.
another reactionary shot.
Maybe that's what she is.
Yeah, that's what she's
She
there
sets
for.
the tone of how we're
there for
supposed to
gifts.
feel.
She's there for the gifts.
How am I supposed to feel about this? Cut to Maylee's face. I'm mad. I'm taken aback.
Jamie Gibbs, does Justin deserve center snowflake over Angie?
No. No, but again, we don't love when husbands step in.
Yeah.
This wasn't terrible. He did fine.
C. Marie 23. Did you guys find it odd how happy Heather was when Jared showed up? Didn't seem like Britney's friend. I saw that too. Did you see that? Yeah, Heather was a little almost like jovial.
She
Like
likes
ran
the
over,
mess,
gave him a
man.
hug, said hi to him. Like, what's going on. So it was pretty weird to
This
watch.
is what I was saying about Heather earlier. Like, she likes to put on this, I'm friends with everybody, I'm a safe space. Don't get it twisted. She likes the mess. She likes to watch it.
Fur on fleek. Who do the bros think would win in an ass pounding, John or Justin?
Yes, they caught it too.
There we go. There we go. That's what we like to hear.
I'll tell you who, Thrust and Justin. He's undefeated.